Hi friends, good morning everyone. Good morning to all civil engineering fraternity, all students and my dear friends. Good morning everyone. Please come fast guys. So today we are going to discuss few problems on eccentric bolted bracket connections. So which we discussed in the previous class, right? So good morning Anusha. Guys, come fast because we are going to solve few problems on eccentric bolted bracket connections on both types, and then we will move on to the welded eccentrical connections. John, good morning. Praveen, good morning. Happy Earth Day. Yeah. So as a few of students see in the yesterday's interaction, so many colleges are doing these online classes where the students are busy, uh, in their respective timings from 9:30 to till 3 o'clock, because their colleges are, engaging with online classes. So a few students are listening my classes in the evening and they are asking few doubts through WhatsApp. Okay. So based on that, they requested me to solve few problems on these eccentrical connections. See, solving problems on eccentric connections is easy, but the thing is, uh, doing in a descriptive way in a long process, I think you people can also do based on the understanding of these concepts. So what I would like to explain is, on these eccentrical connections, I will show you the gate problems, how they're gonna be. So if you're able to solve these problems, I think writing your external examination, which is in a descriptive pattern, will be very easy. Okay. So even today I would like to share with you 5 questions based on this eccentric bolded connections on type 1 and 2. Okay. So let me discuss these problems, then we will move on to the welded eccentrical connections. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, good morning Raju, good morning Srinivas, good morning Manideep. So let us wait for 2 minutes, 2 to 3 minutes, then we will start with the problem. See, if anyone having notes with you, so you can note down this question and you can start solving these problems. Okay. So not only this, so here I am going to solve few problems like this. This is the first problem which was asked in GATE 2004, and this is the second problem which was asked in GATE 2007. Okay. So this is also bracket type 1, so where they are asking the maximum force to calculate, and this is the other problem, right? So which was asked in GATE 2015. So there is the bracket type 1, and let me show you the other one. So this is the other problem, so it was asked in GATE 2007. Okay, see, all these questions were asked for 2 marks because eccentrical connections are very much important. Okay. In connections especially, why? Because in structures, so these eccentric connections plays a important role, okay, in terms of design. And this is the other problem, so which is a bracket type 2. Okay. So this was asked in GATE 2014. So in every year in GATE, at least 2 marks will be there from the eccentrical connections. Okay. So that's the reason why, based on the students request, I would like to solve a few problems on these eccentrical connections. Okay. So let me start with the first problem. Shall I? Okay. So because we don't have much time, we'll try to solve the problems and then we will move on to our concepts. Yeah. So this is the first question. So in this, what they are asking, a moment of magnitude 50 kilonewton into meter. So regularly they used to give a load with some eccentrical distance, isn't it? So instead of giving load with an eccentric distance, he directly given the moment. So when they given the moment directly, so which is transmitted to the column flange through a bracket. So this is the bracket and this is the column flange, using 4 20 mm dia rivet or bolt, whatever it is. Okay. So your bracket was connected to the column flange with a 4 number of bolts. So directly the moment is acting on this. So usually, so for our problem, how many formulas you have? You are having two formulas. One is a direct force, the other one is a twisting force, isn't it? So if you want to calculate the direct force, you should have the load. So there is no load directly, isn't it? So without load, you can't calculate the direct force. So that's why whatever the force he is asking you to calculate, that is a twisting force. Okay, you need to understand by looking at the problem. Okay, unnecessarily don't do other calculations, because you will have very less time constraint in solving problems in gate competitive exams. Okay, so when the given moment, you need to calculate the twisting force directly with the given data. Okay, so now let me calculate. So what is the formula to calculate the twisting force? We all know the twisting force, as we discussed yesterday. Twisting force is equal to M into R max by summation of R square, isn't it? So let us take this is as a TF. So this is a formula which I know, which we derived yesterday in the previous class, isn't it? So let me calculate one by one. First I need to calculate R max. So what do you mean R max? R max stands for radial distance of the far bolt. So here all 4 bolts are having the same radial distance from the centroid of the bolt group. So this is the centroid of the bolt group. From this centroid of the bolt group, all bolts are having the same radial distance. Can anyone tell me what is the radial distance of each bolt? See, I will draw it here. So you are having 4 bolts. So this is a centroid and this is R max, right? So what is this distance? So this horizontal distance, so the distance given from these 2 bolts is 100 and the vertical is also 100. Then what will be the half of this? 50 and 50, right? So that is your R max. So what is your R max value? So these are 4 bolts. Okay, all bolts are having the same radial distance from the centroid of the bolt group, isn't it? So this is CG of the bolt group, right? And R max can be written as 50 square plus 50 square. So 50 is the horizontal distance and 50 is the vertical distance. So that is how. Then what is the answer? So answer is 50 root 2 mm. You can solve it. You can write like this. Okay. And calculate summation of R square. What is summation of R square? Summation of R square is nothing but radial distances of all 4 bolts. So this is the first bolt and this is the second bolt and this is the third bolt and this is the fourth bolt. How many bolts you have? You are having 4 bolts which are having the same radial distance. 4 into, when it is square, root will get cancelled by that 50 root 2 square, isn't it? Antena? So R is nothing but radial distance. R square, this is square and root will get cancelled when you calculate for each bolt. Okay. So let's keep this like this and substitute these values in your TF value. What is M? M stands for moment. Moment is already given as 50 kilonewton into meter. Nothing but 50 into 10 cube into R max is 50 root 2 by summation of R square is 4 into 50 root 2 square, right? Isn't it? Okay. So now calculate and your answer is 176.8 kilonewton. So this is the maximum twisting force which they ask you to calculate. Clear? So this is one problem which is very, very important, right? So this is how we are supposed to solve the problems based on the eccentrical. So question ni jagrataga ardham chesukondi, then you can able to solve the problem easily. Okay? Yeah. So next, let me solve another problem. So here the question is, so there is a member which is connected to the bracket. So the force is given as 10 kilonewton with some eccentricity of 100. So this force should transfer to the center of this axis. Okay, this axis nunchi transfer avvali. And what he is asking, and this bracket is connected to this member with the 4 bolts. And the distances are given as 30, 30, 40, 40. And this is the centroid of the bolt group, right? So he is asking you to calculate the maximum force. What is the maximum force? So you can't just tell direct force is the maximum force, and you can't just tell twisting force is the maximum force. You have to calculate the resultant force, that will be the maximum force. So here we need to calculate the resultant force. So let me calculate two forces and calculate the resultant force from this. Okay, yeah. So first calculate the direct force. Direct force, we know the formula. What is the direct force? F1 is equal to P by N. So what is P? P is nothing but the load, which is 10 kilonewton. What is N? N stands for number of bolts. How many bolts you have? 4 bolts. Okay, and the force is 2.5 kilonewton, right? And the next one is twisting force. So because this force makes your bolt to twist, right? Because the force into distance will makes your bolt undergo twisting like this, okay, which is called as a twisting moment. So now calculate F2. What is F2 formula? Just now we calculated M into R max by summation of R square. So this is the formula to calculate the twisting force, and this is the formula to calculate the direct force. Okay, so let me calculate one by one. What is M here? M stands for moment. P into E. What is P? 10 kilonewton. And what is E? 100. Okay, so that is your moment, isn't it? So 1000 kilonewton into mm. And next you need to calculate R max, isn't it? And what is R max? R max is nothing but radial distance of bolt. See, all 4 bolts are having the same radial distance, isn't it? Same radial distance. All 4 bolts are having the same radial distance. So which I am going to take it as R max. Okay, so tell me what is R max value? R max is nothing but root of 30 square plus 40 square. How you got that R max? So you can place it here, 4 bolts. So this is the center of the bolt group and your R max value, and this horizontal distance is given as 40 and this distance is given as 30, and the R max value is root of 30 square plus 40 square. Okay, so which is the value 50 mm, isn't it? So next, summation of R square. So what is summation of R square? Summation of R square is nothing but radial distance of all 4 bolts. How to calculate the radial distance of all 4 bolts? Which is 4 into 50 square. 50 square is 2500. 2500 into 4. So substitute all those values in F2. M is 1000 into radial distance is 50 by summation. How many bolts you have? 4 into 50 square. And the answer is 5 kilonewton. So 2.5 kilonewton is the direct force. 5 kilonewton is your twisting force, right? And I need to calculate angle for calculating the resultant force, isn't it? Resultant force is the maximum force. How to calculate angle? Tan theta is equal to, this is your angle. Okay, well, how to calculate angle? Tan theta is equal to 30 by 40. So where your angle is 37 degrees. Okay, so this is how you need to calculate angle. So where your member is making an angle with the maximum radial distance. And now calculate the resultant force. Resultant force is nothing but the maximum force which he is asking you to calculate. Okay, so what is the resultant force? Formula, Rf is equal to F1 square plus F2 square plus 2F1 F2 cos theta. So this is the resultant force, right? So let me substitute all the values here. 2.5 square plus 5 square plus 2 into 2.5 into 5 into what is cos theta? Cos 37 degrees. So instead of calculating angle, you can directly calculate cos theta also as 40 by resultant force 50. Okay. So the answer is 7.16 kilonewton. So this is the resultant force what he is asking you to calculate. Okay. So you can have your problem like this in the gate questions. I am having all gate questions in steel, so which is based on the different problems. Okay. See, you can see the question over here. So this is the question. Okay, and these are the options: 5 kilonewton, 6.5 kilonewton, 6.8 kilonewton, 7.16 kilonewton. 7.16 kilonewton which we got. So the marks are 2 marks which was asked in GATE 2007. I'm having a GATE questions from 1993 to 2017. Okay, so that's how I am going to solve each and every problem in the steel structures, right? Okay, so let me discuss another problem, so which is given here itself. Yeah, so this is done, and let me solve the another problem, same like first category, right? So because every problem is different, don't think that sir okay problem solve chestunnaru ani. So here you can see the difference like this. See again the bracket which is connected to the column flange with the 5 bolts. So here 4 bolts are having a radial distance, but the one bolt which is placing at center of the bolted group, బోల్ట్ ఉంది కానీ ఆ బోల్ట్ ఎక్కడుంది, బోల్ట్ గ్రూప్ సెంటర్లో ఉంది. ఓకే, సో బై దట్ ఆల్ 4 bolts will have a radial distance, but this bolt won't have a radial distance. So that is very important. Okay, while calculating the direct force you need to consider the 4 bolts, but for calculating the radial distance of this 5th bolt is 0. Why? Because from the center out of the bolt group this radial distance is 0. Okay, so that is how we need to solve the problem, right? So let me calculate all the values straight away. So the forces are given as 100 kilonewton. I mean the force is given as 100 kilonewton, and the eccentrical distance is 600, isn't it? Okay, so let me calculate the values. So straight away F1. So what is F1? F1 is equal to load by number of bolts. What is the load given? 100 by number of bolts are 5, because you are having 5 bolts. One bolt is at the center of the bolt group also, so which is 20 kilonewton, right? And next one F2. So straight away write down the F2 formula, which is P into E into R by summation of R square. P stands for moment, R stands for the maximum radial distance, and summation of R square is the resultant of all bolts. Okay, so what is P? 100, and what is E? 600. Okay, you can convert all the values in mm or either in meter for solving the problems. Okay, no worries. 100 into 6 into, and what is R max? R max entama? So R max is going to be resultant of the bolt which is far distance. So let me draw here. This is R max, and this distance is 75, and this distance is also 75, and the radial distance is gonna be how much? 75 root 2 maximum radial distance by summation of R square. What is summation of R square? How many bolts you have? You are having 5 bolts, but the radial distance is having only for 4 bolts. Why? Because center of the bolt won't have a radial distance. So by that 4 into 75 root 2 whole square. Okay, and the value which I calculated as 141.42 kilonewton. Okay, so what is angle? Angle is gonna be when 75 both the opposite side and adjacent sides are 75, the angle will be 45 degrees straight away. No need to calculate the angle. Okay, so substitute all these in your resultant force, so which is F1 square plus F2 square plus 2 F1 F2 cos theta. Substitute all your values. 20 square plus 141.42 square plus 2 into 20 into 141.42 into cos 45 degrees. Okay, and the answer is 156.2 kilonewton. See how simple, right? In GATE you can solve these problems very easily. 100% there will be a chance in GATE question from eccentrical connections only. Okay, such an important concepts over here, and this is how. So ఇక్కడ ఏంటి వేరియింగ్ సార్ 5 bolts ఉన్నాయి కదా, దీనికి రేడియల్ డిస్టెన్స్ ఉంటుందా అంటే ఉండదు. సో దట్ ఈస్ ఓన్లీ వేరియేషన్ ఇన్ దిస్ ప్రాబ్లం. Okay, let me solve the other problem which is which the picture is somewhat different. So fourth one, so let's see here the same, the column flange which is connected to the bracket, right? So the force is given as 10 kilonewton and eccentrical distance is given at 15 centimeters. Instead of giving the distances, horizontal and vertical distances, so what he given the inclined diagonal distance. So from this diagonal distance, you should able to calculate the radial distance. Okay, so that is the only difference which showed in this problem. Clear? Understood? Right. So let me solve this problem. So which is given like this. So again he is asking you to calculate the resultant force straight away. Okay. So let me calculate. F1 is equal to P by N, and what is P? The load is given as 10, and how many bolts you have? You are having 4 bolts, which is 2.5 kilonewton. See, yesterday one student asked me, like he questioned me, sir, if the number of bolts are not given, how to place the number of bolts, how to calculate the number of bolts for solving these kind of problems. See, in GATE competitive exams, definitely they will give the picture and they will ask you to calculate either the resultant force or either the maximum force or either the twisting force. Okay, so they don't ask you to calculate the number of bolts. Why? Because for connecting your column to your bracket, the n number of bolts are minimum required to connect. So that definitely will be given. Don't worry. If they are not given, I will show you one formula to calculate the n number of bolts. Okay, no worries. So I will give one formula to how to calculate the number of bolts, and you can place that number of bolts to connect bracket to the column flange. Okay, and what is F2? So F2 is P into E by summation of R square, sorry, R by summation of R square. Let me substitute all the values. 10 into 15 into, so what is R now? So now see picture చూడడానికి కొద్దిగా different గా ఉంది, but there is no problem in this. Straight away you can see the picture. 10 centimeters is the diagonal distance, isn't it? So from this center to this, so the diagonal distance is given as 10 centimeters. Then what will be the half of the diagonal? So which will be the radial distance? What is this radial distance? This radial distance is 5 centimeter. Like this, every bolt is having a radial distance of only 5 centimeters. See, so the distance of these two bolts in diagonal is 10 centimeters and this radial distance is 5 centimeters. Same. So like this you can straight away calculate. So don't calculate separately because it's gonna consume lot of time. So 5 by and summation of radial distance square. How many bolts you have? You are having 4 bolts and 5 square. And the twisting force value is 7.5 kilonewton. Okay, and like this, and the angle and theta angle is 135 degrees. So you can calculate the angle based on the horizontal distance and vertical distance, because so the angle which is given for these two diagonals is 90 degrees. Okay, so from this 90 degrees you can calculate the angle, where your angle will be around 135 degrees. Why? Because it is placing your angle in such a way that, okay. So now, so let me show you how this angle also is defined. So let us take one bolt and the force acting on this bolt is F1. Okay, and the force acting on the bolt, which is a twisting force, is the other force. Okay, so the angle of these two forces is 135 degrees, right? So this is how the bolt is having an angle of 135 degrees in between the two forces. One is the direct force, the other one is the twisting force. Clear? And see the radial distance, you are having 4 bolts like this, and the radial distance is 5 centimeter and vertical, and sorry, radial distance is 5 centimeters. It's only given, the horizontal distance is not given, right? So the angle is nothing but the forces which are acting on these two. So which is, one is F1 force and the other one is F2 force. Okay, and this angle is given as 135 degrees. So where you can calculate the angle, right? So now the resultant force RF is equal to root of 2.5 square plus 7.5 square plus 2 into 2.5 into 7.5 into cos 135 degrees, and the answer is 6 kilonewton, right? So this is how you need to calculate, where the problem is bit different. So here calculating your theta angle is bit difficult. Why? Because the angle between two forces is gonna be calculated. Okay, so this is how the next way of problem is derived. And let me solve the another problem which is on the bracket type 2. So like this. So here straight away I am solving a problem which is slightly different. So where the force is inclined. Okay, so let's see the diagram. Please try to observe the diagram carefully. So there is a column and the bracket which was connected with the 3 bolts on one face. But if you see the side view, you can see 6 bolts which was connected. Let me show you the model how it looks like. So this is your column and connected to T bracket, right? So if you see the side view, so bolts are placed on either side of the web. So like this. Okay. So 3 bolts on this side and 3 bolts on other side. So the total number of bolts are 6, right? And here the bracket was straight, but in the picture the bracket was inclined, and where the force is also inclined. Okay, so what is the force? 250 kilonewton. So the force is inclined. So now for this problem he is asking you to calculate the shear force and the tensile force, right? So simple. First let's draw the picture how the forces are going to be transferred. Okay, చూడండి. So this is a column, right? And your bolts are placed like this. Right? Okay. Yeah. So these are the bolts. So now how your force is acting? Your force is acting inclined to the bolt. So now when you resolve this force into vertical and horizontal component, horizontal force will make your bolt under tension and the vertical force will makes your bolt under shear. అర్థమవుతుందా? So that's what he is asking you to calculate. So when you resolve this force, why? Because this force is inclined to the axis of the bolt. If you resolve this force, one force will be tension, the other force will be shear. Why? Because this force is parallel to the axis of the bolt and this force is perpendicular to the axis of the bolt. When the force is perpendicular to the axis of the bolt, bolt will be subjected to shear. When the force is parallel to the axis of the bolt, your bolt will be subjected to tension. So that is what he is asking. He is asking you to calculate two forces. One is shear and tension. So let me take the force of here like this. So this is an inclined force. So which is 250 kilonewton, right? And let me take a point here. So this is one force and this is the other force. Okay, right? So how to calculate this force? ఇది calculate చేయడానికి మీకు ఇక్కడ the distances are given, the angle in terms of distances are given. The hypotenuse distance is 5 and the slope was given like this. Horizontal is 4, vertical is 3 and inclined is 5. So through this I need to calculate. Okay, so let me calculate this. What is this? This is 250 into 4 by 5. Okay, so which is cos angle. So what is this? 250 into 3 by 5. What is this? Sine angle. Antena? So it can be written as pu sine theta and can be written as pu cos theta. So how the theta was calculated? So here your angle, and this angle can be calculated with the given slope like this. The vertical is given as 3, horizontal is given as 4 and slope is given as 5. So through this I can able to calculate these two. Okay, so now you can take a bolt, right? So this is your bolt and the force acting on the bolt, one is horizontal, the other one is vertical. This is tension. Why? Because this force is parallel to the axis of the bolt. This is the shear. Why? Because this is perpendicular to the axis of the bolt, right? So now first let me calculate shear force. Shear force is equal to, what is the shear force formula? Shear force in each bolt is equal to what? How to calculate? So they are not only one bolt, they are, how many bolts we have? We are having 6 bolts, right? So how to calculate 6 bolts? So which is shear edama? So this is the shear Pu sin theta. So what is Pu sin theta? Pu sin theta is 250 into 3 by 5. Pu sin theta by how many bolts you have? You are having 6 bolts. Okay. So ఎలా రాయొచ్చు దీన్ని 250 into 3 by 5 into 6. So which is 25 kilonewton. Okay. So why? Because he is asking you to calculate shear force in each bolt, right? But 250 is not a force which is acting on each bolt. 250 is the overall force acting on the joint. 250 kilonewton is the force which is acting on the joint. I need to calculate the force acting on each bolt in terms of shear and tension. That's how your force was divided with the n number of bolts. How many bolts you have? You are having 6 bolts. Okay. So now in the same way, calculate the tensile force. Tension force is equal to Pu cos theta by n number of bolts, which are 6. What is Pu cos theta? 250 into 4 by 5 into 6. So the value is 33.33 kilonewton. So that's it. So this is how you need to calculate the tensile force and shear force. Okay. చూడండి ఇలాంటి సింపుల్ ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ ఇస్తారు. And the problem which we solved yesterday, something like, you know, such a big tensile force formula which is based on the m dash by, you know, yi by summation of y square, ఇలాంటి ఫార్ములాస్ ఉన్నాయి. అలాంటి ఫార్ములాస్ మనం ఇక్కడ యూజ్ చేయాలంటే చాలా కష్టం, బికాస్ ద టైమ్ కన్సంప్షన్ టైమ్ విల్ బి వెరీ లెస్ ఇన్ గేట్ ఎగ్జామ్స్. సో దే గోన్ ఆస్క్ యూ ఇన్ ఎ వెరీ సింపుల్ వే by giving all the values in the question itself. Okay. So in GATE 2014 question was asked in eccentrical connections, which is a bracket type 2, right? So this is how you need to solve the problems, right? So now let me tell you the formula which is required to calculate the number of bolts when the bolts are not given in the problem. Okay. So let me show you. So when the number of bolts are not given in the problem, in the first type, bracket type 1, the number of bolts can be calculated as I know shear force, direct shear force is equal to load by n number of bolts, isn't it? See, when the number of bolts are not given, what they give? They will give the other value, so which is the shear force, right? So from this you can calculate n is equal to applied force by direct shear force. So ee vidhanga n number of bolts calculate cheyochu. Or else, so there is another formula to calculate n number of bolts when the number of bolts are not given. N is equal to, you can calculate like this, 6m by p into n dash into v dsb. Ee formula godu use cheyochu to calculate the number of bolts, right? So here listen, what is m? M stands for moment, where the load into external distance should be given. And what is P? P stands for pitch. Pitch is based on the diameter of bolt. Okay. So which is 2.5 times of D. Ala calculate chestaru. N dash is equal to number of parallel planes. Number of parallel planes are always 2. Okay. And V dsb is equal to design shear strength of the bolt from the formula FUB by root 3 of NN into ANB plus NS into ASB by gamma MB. See, like this you have to calculate all the parameters and substitute these parameters in the formula to get the n number of bolts. Okay. So the only difference between bracket type 1 and bracket type 2 is, so you can make use of this formula to calculate number of bolts in bracket type 1. In bracket type 2, you should use the same formula, but here the number of bolts required in one row to be calculated with this formula. Okay, ante from this formula whatever the bolts you get, it is only for one row. Okay, one row. You need to multiply n with 2 to get for 2 rows. Why 2 rows? ఎందుకు 2 rows అంటున్నాను? So here, see in the bracket type 2, whatever the bolts you calculate here, the bolts will be same even on the other side also. So like this, the number of bolts required in one row, where you have to calculate with this formula. So whatever the bolts you get from here, like for example 6 bolts you got, so 6 into 2 will be 12. So 6 you need to place on this side and 6 you need to place on the other side. Okay, so that is how the number of bolts is to be placed in the bracket type 2. Okay, in the bracket type 1 you can straight away calculate number of bolts. Whatever the number of bolts you get here, this number of bolts you can place directly on the face of the column flange. Okay, so there won't be any other side. So నిన్న స్టూడెంట్ ఇంకో డౌట్ అడిగాడమ్మా. See in many problems they usually divide the number of bolts in two sides of the column flange. Let us take you got 10 bolts. 10 bolts వచ్చినప్పుడు ఏం చేస్తారు? Instead of providing all 10 bolts on the same side of the column flange, they will divide 10 bolts, 5 on this side and 5 on the other side. And what you will have, so there will be another plate on this side. Let me show you like this. So there will be another plate, another bracket on this side. 5 bolts will be provided on this side and 5 bolts will be provided on this side, and this complete set is subjected to eccentrical force. Ardhamavutundamma? Clear? So this is how also, this is the way even few problems will be given in the given in your examinations. See, when the load is more, when the number of bolts will increase, obvious ga, when the load is more, the number of bolts required will get increased. So instead of providing all bolts for a single bracket, for a single column flange, you can divide your number of bolts equally on both sides of the column flange. Why? Because flanges will carry the moments, isn't it? Instead of carrying one flange, both flanges will carry the equal moments. Divide your number of bolts as 5 and 5 there, and this is how the bracket will subjected to force. Okay, ikkada eccentrical force untundi. This force into distance will give the moment. Okay, so like this also your bracket will be connected to the column flange, right? So ilaga. Clear? Understood? Andarku ardhamavutundamma? Yeah. So this is what I would like to explain you on eccentrical connections, which is on bolts. Okay, yeah. So if you are clear with these problems, then I will start with the welded connections, amma. Please respond. Are you clear with these problems? Are you happy with the problems? ఎందుకంటే చాలా మంది అడిగారు ప్రాబ్లమ్ సాల్వ్ చేయండి సార్ అని. సో దట్ ఇస్ ద రీజన్ వై ఐ సాల్వ్డ్ ఫ్యూ ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ విచ్ వర్ ప్రీవియస్లీ ఆస్క్డ్ ఇన్ కాంపిటేటివ్ ఎగ్జామ్స్ లైక్ గేట్. ప్లీజ్ రెస్పాండ్ అమ్మా. క్లియర్? అందరికీ అర్థమైందా ఆ ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ ఎలా సాల్వ్ చేసామో? So those who are watching, please respond. Are you clear with the problems which we solved on eccentric bolted bracket connection type 1 and type 2? If you are done with that, then we can move on to the welded eccentrical connections. Okay, so let me start with the first one, welded eccentric connections type 1. So which will be same as like the bolted bracket type 1. So what is the type 1? Eccentric connection where plane of moment and the plane of weld is the same. చూడండి, ఈ విధంగా కూడా మనం టైప్ 1 ని డిస్క్రైబ్ చేయొచ్చు. So this is a bracket connection type 1 in welding. Okay, what do you mean? So why is it was explained like this? Eccentric connection, plane of moment and the plane of weld is same antunanu. What do you mean this? Chond, I will show you how it was. So this is the connection, how your bracket was connected to the column flange and where it was welded like this. Same like bolting connection. చూడండి రెండు ఒకటే కదా. So this is the bracket type 1 and this is bracket type 1. This is for bolting and this is for welding. So why it was explained like this? Plane of moment and the plane of weld is same anta. అంటే ఏంటమ్మా? So this is your column flange and this is your bracket. Load into distance will give moment. That moment will act directly on the column flange. ఇది column flange యొక్క plane, isn't it? Right? And ఇది bolt group యొక్క plane. ఇప్పుడు column flange యొక్క plane, bolt group యొక్క plane రెండు సేమ్ ఒకే దాని మీద ఉన్నాయి. So that is the meaning of this. Plane of moment of the column and the plane of weld is the same. So here also the same. The plane of column flange and the plane of bracket is both are same. So like this your moment will act. ఇక్కడ యాక్ట్ అవుతుంది. This is how the moment act at this particular plane. Okay. So this is the model which we are going to explain now. Clear? Right. So let me draw the picture of the first one. So this is the bracket type 1. So which is based on the eccentric welded connections. Okay. Right. So let me keep model aside and start drawing the views. So first view. So your member will be like this. So there will be web which is not visible. Okay. So there will be a bracket. So bracket won't be till end. Why? Because you have to do welding kada. Welding cheyali kabatti bracket anedi some offset to column flange మీద ఉంటుంది అన్నమాట. Okay. So this is load and this is the eccentrical distance. See, the eccentrical distance is E. So where it is not, it will be, it should be center of the welded group. ఏదైతే వెల్డింగ్ గ్రూప్ ఉందో దానికి సెంటర్లో ఉండాలి మా eccentrical distance. Okay. So let me show you where the welding is done. So this is the portion where welding will be, okay, placed to connect your bracket to the column flange. ఏ షేప్ లో ఉందమ్మా వెల్డింగ్? వెల్డింగ్ వాజ్ ఇన్ C shape. ఓకే. సో C shape లో మనం ఇలాగా వెల్డింగ్ చేస్తాం. Right? Okay. Yeah. So let me, this is the elevation. Let me draw the side view also because this is also very important. Side view ఎలా ఉంటుందమ్మా? So this is the side view. You can see the flanges. Okay. And the bracket which was connected here, and the welding you can see only on top and bottom. Okay, that's it. So this is the side view. Okay, and let me draw the top view of this. Top view ఎలా ఉంటుందమ్మా? So this is how the top view looks like. Okay, you can see the column. Right, and there will be a bracket, right, and the welding which was done on top and even on the this side. So this is a portion where you can see the welding, and this is a portion where you can see the welding. Clear? Right. This is the load point. So this is top view. Yeah. Okay. So now let's start explaining how memory is going to be subjected to. So as like in the bolted bracket connection type 1, so see how the welding is subjected to. Here there are two kind of stresses where welding will have. One is a direct stress The other one is the shear stress. Understood? So one is the direct stress, where it should be calculated as load by area of the welding, right? So let me give the dimensions of the welding. So this is D, depth of the fillet weld. Ikkada మనం చేసే వెల్డింగ్ ఏంటమ్మా? What type of welding you are doing here? You are doing fillet weld. Why? Because your bracket is lapped on the column flange. So when you are lapping, the welding where you are going to do, it is a fillet weld. Okay? So the depth of the weld is D and the welding width is given as B. Okay? And the welding thickness is T. Okay? No issue. And see, this is the axis, right? So now, as like the radial distance in the bolted bracket connection, can you tell me at which part of the welding will have more stress when it is subject to eccentrical force? ఇలా నేను ఫోర్స్ అప్లై చేస్తున్నాను, రైట్? నౌ టెల్ మీ విచ్ పోర్షన్, విచ్ పార్ట్ ఆఫ్ ద వెల్డింగ్ విల్ హ్యావ్ మోర్ స్ట్రెస్ ఇలా లోడ్ అప్లై చేస్తున్నప్పుడు. See, this portion will have more stress than the other portions. ఎందుకు? దానికి కూడా రీజన్ ఉంది. If you take the radial distance from the center of the welded group, ఇదే కదా సెంటర్. ఎందుకు అది సెంటర్ అంటున్నాను? See, your welding is in a form of a C shape. Can you tell me what is the centroid of the C section? C section యొక్క centroid ఎక్కడ ఉంటుంది? It will be somewhere out of the section. ఇక్కడ ఎక్కడో ఉంటుంది, right? So this is the centroid of the welded group. ఈ వెల్డింగ్ చేసిన గ్రూప్ కి యొక్క సెంటర్ ఇది. So see the radial distance like this, and this, and this. So which is having the maximum radial distance? Is this one or this one? So this is having the maximum radial distance compared to this. దీనికన్నా దీని యొక్క radial distance ఎక్కువ. When the radial distance is more, this is the portion where member is having maximum stress. అర్థమవుతుందా? So by taking the maximum radial distance, if I calculate the maximum shear stress, maximum stress at this particular point, so by that your welding will be safe under other radial distances at different points. ఇక్కడ కానివ్వండి ఇంకా ఎక్కడైనా ఏ డిస్టెన్స్ లో అయినా యువర్ వెల్డింగ్ అనేది సేఫ్ అవుతుంది అనమాట వెన్ యూ క్యాలిక్యులేట్ ఫర్ మాక్సిమం రేడియల్ డిస్టెన్స్. సో దట్ ఈస్ వాట్ ఐ నీడ్ టు అండర్స్టాండ్. అండ్ వాట్ ఈస్ యాంగిల్? Angle is theta here, which is making an angle to the maximum radial distance. Okay, so now let me calculate how to calculate the direct stress and the shear stress of the weld. So as like in bolted bracket connection, the first model, the first bracket connection will be subjected to direct force and the twisting force kada. Ikkada enti your welding will be subjected to direct stress and shear stress anamata. Okay, so let me calculate first direct stress. Direct stress is given as Q1, which is equal to load by area. Okay, direct stress formula endama load by area. So what is load? Load is P. What is area? Area is nothing but area of the weld. Okay, what is area of the weld? Area of the weld is D is the depth, B is the width, right? 2 into B plus D is the length of the weld, which is multiplied with the thickness. Clear? Andarku ardhamavutunda? So this is the area of the weld. Clear? See, first I am calculating the direct stress. Direct stress is indicated with the symbol Q1, which is load by area. Load area. What is the area of the weld? Area of the welding ante length of the weld into thickness. What is the length of the weld? 2 times of B. Idi kuda BA kada. 2 times of B into thickness of the weld. How to calculate the thickness of the fillet weld? Thickness of the fillet weld can be calculated as K into S. I think you all know, right? తెలుసు కదా అందరికి. thickness of the fillet weld can be calculated as K into S. What is K? K stands for fusion coefficient and S stands for size of the weld. Okay, from this you are going to calculate the thickness of the fillet weld. Clear? Right. So this is how the direct stress can be written. And the next one, shear stress. So why? Because your weld will be subjected to shear. Shear stress indicates with the symbol Q2, and Q2 formula cheppandi, same like bolted bracket connection, M into R max by, instead of summation of R square, here it will be IZZ. Okay, what do you mean IZZ? IZZ is nothing but polar moment of inertia of వెల్డింగ్. అంటే మీ వెల్డింగ్ యొక్క పోలార్ మూమెంట్ ఆఫ్ ఇనర్షియా క్యాలిక్యులేట్ చేయాలి. హౌ? Ixx ప్లస్ Iyy. సో యూ హ్యావ్ టు క్యాలిక్యులేట్ పోలార్ మూమెంట్ ఆఫ్ ఇనర్షియా ఆఫ్ యువర్ వెల్డింగ్ విచ్ ఈజ్ ఇన్ సి షేప్. అర్థమవుతుందా? సి షేప్లో ఉన్న వెల్డింగ్ యొక్క పోలార్ మూమెంట్ ఆఫ్ ఇనర్షియా మనం క్యాలిక్యులేట్ చేయాలి. ఓకే, సో లెట్ మీ డ్రా దిస్ వెల్డింగ్ సపరేట్లీ. దిస్ ఈజ్ ద వెల్డింగ్ షేప్ కదా. మనం వెల్డింగ్ షేప్ ఏ షేప్లో చేసాము? సో ఇట్ వాస్ డన్ ఇన్ ద సి షేప్. ఓకే, సో ద డిస్టెన్స్ ఈజ్ బి అండ్ ద డిస్టెన్స్ ఈజ్ డి, బి అండ్ ఇట్ ఈస్ థిక్నెస్. ఓకే, ఫర్ దిస్ ఐ నీడ్ టు క్యాలిక్యులేట్ IZZ which is Ixx plus Iyy. Very 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 important. From this you are going to calculate the polar moment of inertia and substitute that in the formula. Okay, and what is R max? R max is nothing but the maximum radial distance from the center of the welded group. Okay, this distance I should know. Ee distance ento cheppagalaru evaranna? This distance is, vertical distance is d by 2. And what is this distance? This is not b by 2. Evaranna b by 2 అని చెప్పారంటే అది wrong. Okay, so what is this distance? This distance is not b by 2 amma. Enduko malli చెప్తున్నాను వినండి. See, your C section is like this. In your C section the centroid will lie somewhere here, right? So from somewhere here అన్నప్పుడు ఈ distance b by 2 this distance is b by 2 no, you have to calculate first centroid of your C section welding. సి షేప్లో ఉన్న వెల్డింగ్ యొక్క సెంట్రాయిడ్ క్యాలిక్యులేట్ చేయాలి. సో ఫ్రమ్ బి మైనస్ దిస్ డిస్టెన్స్, ఈ డిస్టెన్స్ మైనస్ చేస్తే యూ విల్ గెట్ ద అదర్ డిస్టెన్స్. సో దాట్ ఈస్ దిస్ వన్. సో దిస్ ఈస్ d by 2 బికాస్ యూ ఆల్ నో సి సెక్షన్ ఈజ్ సిమెట్రికల్ అబౌట్ ఎక్స్ యాక్సిస్ బట్ సి సెక్షన్ ఈజ్ అన్సిమెట్రికల్ అబౌట్ వై యాక్సిస్. అవునా? సో సి సెక్షన్ ఎక్స్లో సిమెట్రికల్, but C section of welding whatever it is unsymmetrical toward y. అందువల్ల you need to calculate what is the centroidal distance of towards y axis. okay, so దాన్ని మనం క్యాలిక్యులేట్ చేస్తే ఈ డిస్టెన్స్ వస్తుంది. ఈ డిస్టెన్స్ లో b లోంచి ఈ డిస్టెన్స్ మైనస్ చేస్తే we will get the other distance. that will be the this value. clear? అర్థమవుతుంది అందరికి? so that is how you need to calculate the radial distance from this square plus this square. okay, right. So that is how you are going to get the R max value and IZZ value. What is M? M stands for moment, which is P into E. So from where you are going to calculate the shear stress. Clear? Right. So now you know the direct stress and you know the shear stress, and let's calculate the combined stress. Combined stress అనొచ్చు, లేకపోతే combined or resultant stress అనొచ్చు. So let me decline this number, someone is calling. yeah, so combined resultant stress formula ఏంటమ్మా? which is given as a resultant stress అని కూడా అనొచ్చు, root of q1 square plus q2 square plus 2q1 q2 cos theta. This is how you need to calculate the resultant stress. okay, see, as like bolted bracket connection type 1, your resultant stress should always be less than or equal to what? అక్కడ bolted bracket connection లో resultant stress దేనికన్నా తక్కువ ఉండాలి? In bolted bracket connection, your resultant stress should always be less than the strength of the bolt under shear. In the same way, here in welded connections, your resultant stress should always be less than strength of welding under shear. What is the strength of the fillet weld? Strength of the fillet weld formula ఏంటమ్మా? FDWB is equal to what is the formula? Yeah, AW into FUW by root 3 into gamma MW. You should not forget amma, ఏది మర్చిపోకూడదు. So this is called fillet strength under shear, right? So this resultant stress should be less than or equal to fillet strength weld under shear. So దీనికన్నా తక్కువ ఉంది అనుకోండి, so this is safe. Clear? So this is how you are going to do the first type of the welded eccentrical connections. Very 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 important. అర్థమైందా? సో ఏం పెద్ద టఫ్ డిఫికల్టీ లేదమ్మా దీంట్లో, రైట్? సో యూ క్యాన్ సీ ఇట్ అగైన్. సో వెన్ యూర్ కనెక్టెడ్ విత్ ద షేప్ ఆఫ్ సి సెక్షన్, ఐ మీన్ సి షేప్లో ఎప్పుడైతే వెల్డింగ్ మనం కనెక్ట్ చేస్తామో, సో దిస్ ఈస్ హౌ యూ నీడ్ టు క్యాలిక్యులేట్. సో యువర్ వెల్డింగ్ విల్ బి సబ్జెక్టెడ్ టు డైరెక్ట్ స్ట్రెస్ and it will be subjected to shear stress. Direct stress can be calculated with the formula load by area. Load is P. What is the area? Area of the weld is 2 times of the B into depth including the thickness. So idantha distance of the welding is the thickness, and thickness can also be calculated with the formula K into S. K stands for the fusion coefficient, S stands for the size of the weld. So these you will get from the core value. Okay, and coming to the shear stress. So welding will be subjected to shear stress at the maximum radial distance, M into R max by polar moment of inertia. Okay, polar moment of inertia can be calculated as Ixx plus Iyy by calculating the moment of inertia of the welding in terms of X and in terms of Y. Okay, so that you need to calculate, and R max is nothing but the maximum radial distance of the weld at corner point. Okay. Sir, what will the E value, sir, if it is an unsymmetrical section? I mean, it may vary, right? Yes, exactly. See, your E value also will be vary. E value problems lo ela istaru ante, they may give E value only from here to here. From here to here they will give. But E should always be from the center of the welded group, isn't it? Appudu em cheyali meeru? If you calculate this distance, this plus this distance will give the eccentrical distance. Okay, so our total distance eccentric distance avutundi, where the moment will be acted from the bracket to the welded. ఇప్పుడు ఇక్కడ నుంచి మూమెంట్ యాక్ట్ అవుతుంది, నీ బోల్ట్ గ్రూప్ నుంచి రెసిస్టెన్స్ ఇలా ఉంటుంది అనమాట. ఓకే, సో యువర్ రెసిస్టెన్స్ విల్ బి లైక్ దిస్. ఓకే, అర్థమవుతుందా? సో దిస్ ఇస్ హౌ వీ నీడ్ టు క్యాలిక్యులేట్ ద రెస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ద పారామీటర్స్. ఆర్ మ్యాక్స్ అనేది క్యాలిక్యులేట్ చేయొచ్చు బై నోయింగ్ హారిజాంటల్ డిస్టెన్స్ బై క్యాలిక్యులేటింగ్ ద సెంట్రాయిడ్. ఇది సిజీ వాల్యూ, అవునా? ఇది సిజీ ఆఫ్ ద సి సెక్షన్. ఈ సిజీ వాల్యూ క్యాలిక్యులేట్ చేస్తే మీకు ఈ డిస్టెన్స్ వస్తుంది. ఈ డిస్టెన్స్ ఇస్ నథింగ్ బట్ దిస్, అండ్ దిస్ డిస్టెన్స్ ఇస్ d/2, ఫ్రమ్ వేర్ యూ క్యాన్ క్యాలిక్యులేట్ ద ఆర్ మ్యాక్స్ వాల్యూ. ఓకే, ఈ ఆర్ మ్యాక్స్ వాల్యూని ఇక్కడ సబ్స్టిట్యూట్ చేస్తే యూ విల్ గెట్ ద షియర్ స్ట్రెస్ ఆఫ్ Q2 వస్తుంది. దెన్ you have to calculate the resultant stress, which is root of Q1 square plus Q2 square plus 2Q1 Q2 cos theta. What is theta? Theta is the angle which making your maximum shear stress with respect to the maximum radial distance. This resultant stress should be less than the welding strength. Okay, so దీనికన్నా తక్కువ ఉంది అనుకోండి, నీ వెల్డింగ్ అనేది సేఫ్ అనమాట. క్లియర్? అండర్స్టూడ్? సో దిస్ ఇస్ హౌ యూ నీడ్ టు క్యాలిక్యులేట్. అందరు క్లియర్ ఉందాం? రైట్, సో షెల్ ఐ మూవ్ ఆన్ టు ద నెక్స్ట్ లాస్ట్ మోడల్ ఆఫ్ welded external connection, which is the type 2. Okay, shall I move? So I will try to explain that now. Adi chala simple amma. The second model, which is welded bracket type 2. Welded eccentric connection type 2. Okay, so let me draw the picture and I will show you the model also. Okay, ఇందాక చూపించిన మోడల్ ఇదే చూడండి. ఇందాక సి షేప్ అంటున్నాను కదా, వెల్డింగ్ సి షేప్లోనే ఉందా చూడండి. వెల్డింగ్ వాజ్ డన్ ఆన్ ద టాప్ ఆఫ్ ద బ్రాకెట్ and here and here. So can you tell me what is the shape of the welding? The shape of the welding is in the C shape, which is having a proper thickness. So this is B and this is D and this is also B, right? Clear? So this is side view and this is top view, right? చూస్తున్నారమ్మా, చూడండి మీరు మోడల్ని దీన్ని ఈక్వలెంట్గా చూసుకోండి, అప్పుడే యూ కెన్ ఏబుల్ టు అండర్స్టాండ్ క్లియర్లీ. Right, isn't it? So this is the center of the welded group. ఆ సెంటర్ నుంచి ఈ maximum radial distance అన్నమాట. Okay, so that maximum radial distance will have the maximum shear stress. Okay, clear? Right, so now move on to the next model, which is a welded external connection type 2. So let me draw the diagrams first. So it will be same like bracket connection type 2 లాగే ఉంటుంది, but here the only thing is you are going to do the welding ante. Okay, right. So here welding will be done here. Okay, force is here, which is P, and this is the eccentrical distance. Okay nama, and this is called height of the weld, right? Let me draw the side view. Right, so you can see the bracket at center, which was connected like this. Bracket ఇలాగే కనెక్ట్ చేస్తాము. ఓకే, మీరు అనొచ్చు సార్ బోల్టింగ్లో, సో బోల్టింగ్లో వీ హ్యావ్ యూజ్డ్ టీ సెక్షన్ టు కనెక్ట్. ఇన్ వెల్డింగ్ వై యు ఆర్ టేకింగ్ ఓన్లీ ద వెబ్ ఇన్స్టెడ్ ఆఫ్ ఫ్లేంజ్? ఫ్లేంజ్ లేకుండా టీ కాకుండా జస్ట్ ప్లేటే ఎందుకు తీసుకుంటున్నారు? బోల్టింగ్లో మనం ఇలా కదా తీసుకున్నాం, సంథింగ్ లైక్ ఏ టీ బ్రాకెట్ తీసుకున్నాం. వెల్డింగ్లో బ్రాకెట్ అంటే జస్ట్ ప్లేటే ఎందుకు? సి, ఇఫ్ యూ వాంట్ టు కనెక్ట్ యువర్ bracket to the column flange, you need a flange ఉండాలి, అప్పుడే you can do the bolting. But welding, there is no need of the flange. You can directly do welding on both sides of the web కి మనం welding చేయొచ్చు. So that is the reason why I am not going to take a bracket as a T bracket. I am just taking as a plate. తీసుకొని ఇలా both sides we can do the welding. Okay, so this is the welding thing, right? See now this is the height of the welding kada, and this is the thickness of the welding. ఇది T, ఇది కూడా T. అర్థమవుతుందా? సో this is elevation and this is side view, right? So now let me tell you what are the stresses acts in the weld. వెల్డింగ్ లో ఇప్పుడు ఎటువంటి స్ట్రెస్సెస్ ఉంటాయి చెప్పగలరా ఎవరన్నా? సో లెట్ మీ షో యూ ద మోడల్ హౌ ఇట్ లుక్స్ లైక్. సో దిస్ ఇస్ హౌ ఇట్ గోనా లుక్. కాలమ్, బ్రాకెట్, సారీ అమ్మా ఇక్కడ నేను టీ బ్రాకెట్ యూజ్ చేశాను, నో నీడ్ టు యూజ్ టీ బ్రాకెట్. యూ కెన్ డైరెక్ట్లీ యూజ్ ద వెబ్ మాత్రమే డైరెక్ట్గా యూజ్ చేసి యూ క్యాన్ డూ వెల్డింగ్ ఆన్ బోత్ సైడ్స్. ఓకే, నో ఇష్యూ. మీరు ఇలా అయినా చేయొచ్చు, ఇలా అయినా చేయొచ్చు. సో ఎట్ విచ్ ప్లేసెస్ యూ హ్యావ్ డన్ ద వెల్డింగ్? వెల్డింగ్ ఈజ్ డన్ హియర్ and even on the other side. Two sides welding ఉంది. అందుకే if you see the side view you can see welding on both sides of the T bracket. Instead of T bracket here I used only a plate. On both sides of the plate the welding will be done. ఇక్కడ welding చేస్తారు అన్నమాట if you directly use the plate instead of a T bracket. Okay, so this is how the model was. So this is the elevation and this is the side view. Clear? Right. So now tell me what are the stresses acts on the weld. So here again there are two stresses acts on the welding. First one is the direct stress. Direct stress is indicated with the symbol Q. Q is equal to what? As you know, which is force by area kada. ఇప్పుడు ఫోర్స్ ఏంటి? Force is nothing but the force which is acting on the bracket. And what is the area? Area of the welding. Area of the welding anta cheppagalra? What is the area of the welding? Height is h, thickness is t. ఒక సైడ్ చేసామా వెల్డింగ్, యూ హ్యావ్ డన్ వెల్డింగ్ ఆన్ బోత్ సైడ్స్ కదా, దెన్ వాట్ విల్ బి ద ఏరియా ఆఫ్ ద వెల్డ్? 2 into h into t. క్లియర్? అందరికి అర్థమవుతుందమ్మా? సో దిస్ ద డైరెక్ట్ స్ట్రెస్. డైరెక్ట్ స్ట్రెస్ ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్ టు p by a. So p is the force and a is the area of the welding. Area is the welding is not just done on one side, you have done welding on both sides of the bracket, right? So this is your bracket, right? So both sides kabatti 2 into h into t. So this is the area of the weld. And second one, you are now here your welding is subjected to bending, where you have to calculate the bending stress. So welding is subjected to bending stress. Bending stress formula F is equal to m by z. ఎలా వచ్చిందమ్మా ఈ ఫార్ములా? వాట్ ఈస్ దిస్? సో దిస్ ఇస్ కాల్డ్ ప్యూర్ బెండింగ్ ఈక్వేషన్. అందరికి తెలుసు కదా ప్యూర్ బెండింగ్ ఈక్వేషన్. హౌ యూ గెట్ ద ప్యూర్ బెండింగ్ ఈక్వేషన్? m by I is equal to sigma by y, right? Now you can write sigma is equal to m into y by I. అవునా? రైట్. సో sigma is equal to m into 1 by z. So sigma is equal to m by z. So this is what the pure bending equation which I know. From pure bending equation, your bending stress is equal to moment by section modulus, right? That is how I wrote F and sigma. Okay, bending stress. Now what is m here? M is nothing but the moment. Moment entama? P into E is the moment, right? And what is Z? Z stands for what? Section modulus of the welding. Welding yokka section modulus. What is the welding section modulus? You know the depth of the weld, you know the thickness of the weld. Okay, what is section modulus? Section modulus is nothing but I by y. What is I? I stands for moment of inertia of the weld. What is moment of inertia of the weld? B anta thickness, D ante h, cube by 12 by h by 2. అంతేనా? అందరికి అర్థమవుతుంది కదా? I stands for moment of inertia of the weld. Y stands for depth of the welding from its neutral axis. Okay, what is that? h by 2, h by 2, I by y. సో దీని నుంచి ఏమొస్తుంది మనకి? T into h square by 6, right? So let me write the formula like this. M is nothing but P into E by what is Z? Z stands for section modulus, T h square by 6. So finally bending stress can be written as 6 into P into E by T h square. చూసారా ఎంత క్లియర్గా రాసామో, రైట్? సో దిస్ ఇస్ వెరీ సింపుల్ అమ్మా. Welded eccentrical connection type 2, where your bracket is connected to the column flange from the end of the column flange like this. So where the welding was done on both sides of the section. Here welding is subjected to two kind of stresses. One is the direct stress, the other one is the bending stress. ఎప్పుడైతే when this bracket is subjected to force, your welding will be subjected to bend and welding will have a direct shear stress. ఒకటి స్ట్రెస్ డైరెక్ట్గా ఇలా యాక్ట్ అవుతుంది వెల్డింగ్ మీద, ఇంకోటి బెండ్ అవుతుంది అనమాట. ఓకే, వెల్డింగ్ విల్ సబ్జెక్టెడ్ టు బెండ్. సో లైక్ దట్ వన్ ఈస్ డైరెక్ట్ స్ట్రెస్ వేర్ యూ క్యాన్ క్యాలిక్యులేట్ ఫ్రమ్ ద ఫార్ములా Q is equal to P by A. P is the load, A is the area of the welding on both sides of the bracket plate. Bending stress formula from the pure bending equation I know, where sigma stress is equal to bending moment by section modulus. Bending moment ante P into E. Okay, and section modulus of the welding enti? Th square by 6. So this is the bending stress. So individually your welding is subjected to direct stress and bending stress. And what is when the welding is subjected to combined stress like this, and how to check the combined stress? Combined stress formula raddamu, which was you already know, which is called combined or equivalent stress under dani. Okay, is equal to, it is indicated with the symbol Fe, root of f square plus 3q square under. అర్థమవుతుందా? So this is called combined equivalent stress. What is f square? Which is called bending stress square plus 3q square. What is 3q square? 3 into direct stress. Okay, direct shear stress అన్నమాట. ఇది డైరెక్ట్గా రాస్తాను కదా, ఇది డైరెక్ట్ షియర్ స్ట్రెస్. One is the shear stress. Okay, so when the force is acting directly on the weld, which makes a shear and which makes bending. So ఇలా యాక్ట్ అవుతున్నది షియర్, ఇలా యాక్ట్ అవుతున్నది బెండింగ్. So that's how your welding will be subjected to both shear and bending. Okay, so Q stands for shear, F stands for bending. So అందువల్ల combined equivalent stress formula ఏంటమ్మా? F square plus 3Q square. This should always be less than or equal to welding strength. What is welding strength formula? FDWB is equal to ఏంటి? AW into FUW by root 3 into gamma MW. దానికన్నా ఎప్పుడు తక్కువ ఉండాలి. Then only your welding will be safe under shear and bending. Okay, so this is how you have to check your welded eccentrical connection type 2 under direct shear stress and bending stress. అందరికి అర్థమైందమ్మా? క్లియర్? సో దిస్ ఇస్ వాట్ ఐ వుడ్ లైక్ టు ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ యూ. ఇక్కడ ఒక చిన్న నోట్ ఉందమ్మా, వెరీ ఇంపార్టెంట్ నోట్. కాంపిటేటివ్ ఎగ్జామ్స్కి వెరీ వెరీ ఇంపార్టెంట్. మీరు ఎన్ని స్టార్ మార్క్స్ పెట్టుకున్నా నష్టం లేదు. ఓకే, సో వాట్ ఈస్ దట్ నోట్? నోట్ ఏంటంటే, ఇందాక మీకు బోల్టింగ్లో చెప్పినట్టు, సార్ హౌ టు క్యాలిక్యులేట్ నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ బోల్ట్స్ ఇఫ్ ద నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ బోల్ట్స్ ఆర్ నాట్ గివెన్. అలాగే ఈవెన్ హియర్ ఇన్ ద వెల్డెడ్ కనెక్షన్, ఇఫ్ ద హెచ్ హైట్ ఈస్ నాట్ గివెన్. ఇప్పుడు ఈ హైట్ ఇవ్వలేదు అనుకోండి, ఇట్ ఈస్ వెరీ డిఫికల్ట్ కదా. వెన్ ద హైట్ ఆఫ్ యువర్ బ్రాకెట్ ఆర్ height of your welding is not given, then how to calculate height? You can calculate thickness. Thickness can be calculated very easily. Thickness can be calculated from K into S. దీని నుంచి మనం క్యాలిక్యులేట్ చేయొచ్చు. K stands for fusion coefficient, S stands for size of the weld. Okay, but when H is not given, how to calculate H? అందుకే నేను నోట్ చెప్తున్నాను, వెరీ ఇంపార్టెంట్. ప్లీజ్ ట్రై టు నోట్ దట్. When H is not given, the ఈ నోట్ యాజ్ ఇట్ ఈజ్ మీరు నోట్ చేసుకోవచ్చు. ద పర్పస్ ఆఫ్ ఫైండింగ్ ద ఎఫెక్టివ్ డెప్త్, దాన్ని ఎఫెక్టివ్ డెప్త్ అంటారు, హెచ్. ఓకే, ఎఫెక్టివ్ డెప్త్ హెచ్ రిక్వైర్డ్ ఎంత కావాలి? మినిమం హెచ్ రిక్వైర్డ్ ఎంత అంటే హెచ్ ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్ టు 1.1 times of H dash అంట. ఓకే, నోట్ చేసుకోండి. ద పర్పస్ ఆఫ్ ఫైండింగ్ ద ఎఫెక్టివ్ డెప్త్ టు కనెక్ట్ బ్రాకెట్ టు ద కాలమ్ ఫ్లేంజ్, దిస్ ఈజ్ కాల్డ్ ఎఫెక్టివ్ హైట్. ఈ హైట్ ఎలా క్యాలిక్యులేట్ చేయాలి అంటే 1.1 times ఆఫ్ హెచ్ డాష్ అంట. 1.1 అంటే ఏంటి? 10% ఆఫ్ హెచ్ డాష్ ఉండాలి అంట. 10%. 10% అంటే ఎంతమ్మా? 0.1 అంటే 1.1 ఇంటూ హెచ్ డాష్. మరి హెచ్ డాష్ అంటే ఏంటి? హెచ్ డాష్ ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్ టు రూట్ ఆఫ్, ఇందాక ఎన్ క్యాలిక్యులేట్ చేసాం కదా, ఎన్ ఏంటి? నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ బోల్ట్స్ ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్ టు రూట్ ఆఫ్ 6m బై పి ఇంటూ ఎన్ డాష్ ఇంటూ విడిడబ్ల్యూ కదా, సారీ విడిఎస్బి. అలాగే ఇక్కడ కూడా హెచ్ డాష్ ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్ టు 6m బై 2 ఇంటూ టీ ఇంటూ FWD. very 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 important. Okay, H dash is equal to root of 6m by 2 into T into FW. What is m? M stands for moment. How to calculate moment? Which is P into E. 2 is nothing but numerical value. T ante thickness of weld. How to calculate thickness of the weld? K into S. FWD. How to calculate FWD? Formula ఉంది కదా, AWD into FUW by root 3 into gamma MW. చూడండి, ఈ వాల్యూస్ అన్ని మీరు ఇక్కడ సబ్స్టిట్యూట్ చేస్తే ఏమొస్తుంది? హెచ్ డాష్ వస్తుంది. ఈ హెచ్ డాష్ని 1.1తో మల్టిప్లై చేయండి, యూ విల్ గెట్ హెచ్. మీ అందరికి ఇక్కడ ఇంకో డౌట్ ఉండొచ్చు, సార్ వై కాంట్ యూ టేక్ హెచ్ డాష్ యాజ్ హెచ్, వై యూ ఆర్ మల్టిప్లైయింగ్ విత్ 10% ఆఫ్ ద హెచ్ డాష్ టు గెట్ యువర్ హెచ్ వాల్యూ అంటే, ఇక్కడ చెప్తాను చూడండి. ఇక్కడ హెచ్ డాష్ ఈజ్ రిక్వైర్డ్ ఫర్ బెండింగ్ ఓన్లీ. ఎప్పుడైతే నీ వెల్డింగ్ ఓన్లీ బెండ్ అవుతుందో అప్పుడు హెచ్ డాష్ తీసుకోవాలి. హెచ్ ఈజ్ రిక్వైర్డ్ టు టేక్ కేర్ షియర్ ఆల్సో. అందుకు ఇంక్రీజ్ యువర్ హెచ్ టు 10% ఆఫ్ హెచ్ డాష్. చూడండి ఎంత ఇంపార్టెంట్ పాయింట్స్. అర్థమవుతుందా? జనరల్గా వెన్ యువర్ వెల్డింగ్ ఈజ్ సబ్జెక్టెడ్ టు ఓన్లీ బెండింగ్, యూ క్యాన్ టేక్ హెచ్ యాజ్ అ హెచ్ డాష్. వెన్ యువర్ వెల్డింగ్ ఈజ్ సబ్జెక్టెడ్ బెండింగ్ అలాంగ్ విత్ షియర్ ఆల్సో, షియర్ కూడా ఉందనుకోండి, ఓకే, దెన్ యూ హ్యావ్ టు టేక్ యువర్ height of the welding. ఈ height of the welding should be taken as 1.1 times of h dash to control shear also. That's why you have to increase h to 10% increase చేయాలి. 10% అంటే ఎంత? 1.1. అందుకని h 1.1 times of h dash అవుతుంది. వెరీ వెరీ ఇంపార్టెంట్ ఇది. ఓకే, దట్స్ ఇట్. సో దిస్ ఇస్ వాట్ ద ఎక్సెంట్రిక్ వెల్డెడ్ కనెక్షన్ టైప్ 2. అందరికి అర్థమైందా? క్లియర్? సో దట్స్ ఎండ్స్ విత్ ద welded connection, I mean eccentrical bolted and welded connections. So I am done with the class today. So where we are supposed to discuss a few more topics tomorrow, because I am a bit busy today, where I have to attend another online class for on other subject. So that's why I have to move today. So I am spending 5 to 10 minutes time with you guys to clear your doubts. So please, if you have any doubts, so you can question me, so where we are going to solve them today. చెప్పండి అమ్మా, ఎనీ డౌట్స్? అందరికి క్లియర్గా అర్థమైందా? ఎవ్రీవన్? అరుణ్, రాజమౌరి, వసుంధర, శ్రీనివాస్, ప్రవీణ్, సత్యేంద్రగూడ, others, have you understood clearly how to solve the, how to design your connection when bolting or welding is subjected to eccentrical loads, right? So there are two types as we discussed today. So I hope you understood both the connections. Please చెప్పండి, అందరికి అర్థమైందా? ఎనీ డౌట్స్? యూ క్యాన్ రైజ్ క్వశ్చన్ ఆన్ దట్. చాలా సింపుల్ అమ్మా. ఇన్ ద ఫస్ట్ వెల్డెడ్ ఎక్స్టర్నల్ కనెక్షన్స్ యువర్ వెల్డింగ్ ఇస్ సబ్జెక్టెడ్ డైరెక్ట్ స్ట్రెస్ అండ్ what is the other one? Shear stress. Okay, so in the second bracket connection your welding is subjected to shear stress and bending stress. Okay, it's based on the type of connection. So both I will put it here so you can understand easily, right? So this is the type 1 and this is type 2, right? So I am with you. You can if you have any questions, you can raise questions. So tomorrow what we do, we are going to start plastic analysis. Okay, so manu repu plastic analysis start chestam. So very very important for the design of the beams. So by starting plastic analysis, so then we will go on to beam design. Okay, tomorrow by 9:30 I will start my session to give presentation on eccentric connections. Presentation I will give on external connections to my MREC students. Then from 10:30 I will start with the plastic analysis till 12:30. Okay, this is my schedule tomorrow. Guys, done? Say no questions. So no questions means there will be only two answers. Either you understood or maybe you may not understand. ఈ రెండే ఉంటాయి. బాగా అర్థమైతే క్వశ్చన్స్ అడగరు, ఏమి అర్థం కాకపోయినా క్వశ్చన్స్ అడగరు. సో మరి మీకు ఎంతవరకు అర్థమైందో, సో యూ హ్యావ్ టు టెల్ మీ. I will share these notes to you guys, completion of this class. I know many of you are busy with your online classes which was scheduled in your college. So no worries, after completion of that you can go through these notes, so where you can brush up the concepts. Okay, so then shall I move? Okay, guys, then. Okay, see you tomorrow. If you are interested, you can join at Zoom online session from 9:30 to have a presentation on these external connections, and then after we'll start our plastic analysis by 10:30. Okay, right. Thank you, guys.